see what we got going on. I'm looking at AUD/USD. It's already looking like a good buy here. Yeah, I'm gonna go take some water, and until then, I'm gonna come back. I just need some water. So okay, let's go over the pairs I'm looking at today. It's not gonna be a lot of pairs. The pairs look very hard to trade in a state where we don't really want to trade. So euro, I don't like this. I don't like trading here. Maybe if we see this inversion to target this high, but I don't like the context of euro. We're very overextended. I don't like it. Same with GU, looks a bit bearish towards this, but no real trade. Gold, maybe on a retest of here we can look to target this high. So gold and AUD/USD. Hi bro, hi. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, basically AU, I already see this buy play now, but we cannot really enter. So AU, why I'm down to buy is because we have this buy side liquidity intact. This is an hourly FVG we just mitigated, and now we're in the process of inversing. If you look on the 50-minute, we have two POIs. We have one bearish POI and one bullish one, which is let me put this buys and let me make this all so we can better understand. Boom. So I was liking this buy because we have 1 hour confluence, 1 hour FVG with a 50-minute FVG here to look to be targeting buys, but we have a big cock block, which is this 50-minute POI. We do have buy side liquidity here, which I would have liked for like a short idea to look at this, but it's like 1 hour, 1.5, which is not great. So I would overall still like to be targeting these highs, but it's very hard to trade in a case like this because of this 50-minute POI. So we need to be really careful at trading this pair. So we need to see something happen with this 50-minute POI. We either, I don't know, mitigate it, get the retracement, and then we form again a higher low, and from here we can look to trade, or we inverse it, and on the retest we look to trade. It's very hard to trade around this because this is a very strong bearish PI with buy side liquidity, but we're gonna see it's very hard to trade, so I'm gonna be really cautious with trading this because it's hard, it's not easy, and we don't really want to force a scenario if it's not there, in a sense, right? I would be down to just take like a small trade towards this buy side. I'm pretty confident that we're gonna draw overall towards that buy side liquidity, but I'm not gonna take entries for the pre-London. That's one of my rules. I never take this entry. This market structure shift is for pre-London, and I'm not really down to take it right now, right? We can at least, like in this case, it's very clear that we're gonna reach back into buy side liquidity here. It's very clear, but I don't want to take entries pre-London. They tend to not hold, in a sense. So we had a very nice retracement here into the 50-minute range. We basically have everything we need. So this can be one of our ideas, but it's very short-lived, and I'm not sure I want to really take a 1 hour though. So we're gonna see. I do want to see something happen with this. I want to see a sweep. I want to see a stop here, and then I want to see if bullish intent is kind of down to play. Gold looks like it's gonna play as well, but it's, again, this is a very short-lived idea. We can only look to be targeting this high. We can potentially also look to target here, but it's a lot of resistance, and I wouldn't really be down to trading into high resistance as well. Why I would be down to trade gold is because we're bullish. We have kind of an hourly FVG here, I think a 4 hour, and now we have a 1 hour inversion here, and it's pretty clear that we're gonna reach higher, but I would wait for a retracement. I would wait for a retracement into this. Even if we leave now, I would wait for a retracement back into this area for me to trade. Like AUD/USD and gold, euro and GU, you guys should avoid this. At least that's how I trade. I should avoid this. We might sell, we might buy. It's very unclear. We're at the top of the range. We don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know whether we're gonna sell. Even for me, if I would be to buy on euro, I'd want to see price come back here and then give us another confluence to be taking those buys. Sells, we don't have confluence to be looking at sells except the 50-minute gap. I would like to see, I don't know, hourly AVG here, 50-minute AVG, or buy sell liquidity getting taken. It's just like, it's very not tradable in a sense. It's very low probability. We don't know what's gonna happen, so I'm curious to see here whether this is gonna hold. But I would say this is a good idea for a short term. Yeah, for a short term idea, I would say it's good to be looking to buy those highs. So maybe I'm actually gonna do a small buy. I actually did a buy, a very small risk buy, I think a $2, to just look to target this high, and I'm out on this high. Let's see, we got filled pretty badly actually. We got filled like right here. I should have marketed a bit earlier, but it's all good. Let's see. I just want to see this. I'm really confident in us reaching back into this buy sell liquidity. That's my idea. Here I'm probably gonna close the order for a 1 to 1 hour, even if a 1 to 1 hour. Stop loss is below the low here. We should be holding though. I'm pretty confident that we're gonna hold into buy. So that is my confidence level on drawing towards this high. But other than that, we don't know whether we're gonna inverse this or not. So that's kind of the thing here. We don't know for sure. It's a very short-lived idea, but I'm confident in this idea, right? I'm confident that at least into this high we're gonna reach. I ended up market executing based on how we behaved to this kind of Frankfurt Open behavior, this market structure shift. If you look at here, oh shit. If you look at here, this is actually very clean because we had the sell side liquidity rate inversion here and market structure shift. So I ended up executing, but I do want to see how strong we come, because if we come strong and inverse this, we can leave it run. But I did a small risk, and our TP is almost already getting hit. And yeah, I'm gonna see on how much momentum we actually can't come in. Depends on a lot on how we behave here. This is a lower risk trade. We can see we're barely $1 into profit here, but I'm confident for us drawing at least into this high, right? Maybe if we inverse and retest here, I'm gonna consider scaling in, right? But this just looked like a no-brainer for me, at least to reach back into this high. So we're gonna see if that happens. This is my idea. This is the idea I'm really confident in. It's not very long-lived in a sense, but it is something I am comfortable with, and that is our edge. I wouldn't do high risk, and I didn't do high risk here. But we're gonna see. It matters a lot how we behave here. If we reject, I'm straight up closing. I think I'm already break even on this trade. This is a trade I will not leave risk open because it's a very risky trade to be taken, pretty much. So but we had a good entry though. As I said, at least into this buy side right here, I'm confident that we're gonna reach. So we're gonna see. We had a good reaction out of market open, which is out of London open, my bad. Which again, I would still think we should come into premium prices. We are rejecting pretty heavily here. I'm not sure about this, but into this buy side, as I said, this I'm still confident we're gonna reach into this at least, right? At least pretty sharp rejection, which is not great, but considering my bias and that we already mitigated the 15-minute PO, I would still choose to trust this trade. And we're very low risk. We're like $2 on it, so it doesn't really matter. I still think it's a decent trade, at least into that 15-minute AVG. Above that 50-minute AVG, that's when it becomes risky. And I think this is really proper size for this trade. A short-lived idea, but it's better than nothing, right? Better than nothing. If we come very strong above, right, that's me leaving the trade open. If we come very strong above, retest this shade here, I'm gonna scale in a bigger portion of the position, and I'm just riding towards these highs and this higher time frame target. But we have to see, right? For now, the best idea is to have our take profit on this buy sell liquidity. We clearly equal highs with a 15-minute POI. Remember, this is how I all the time trade, is towards untaken liquidity and unmitigated POIs. It's how I trade all the time. This trade should work indeed towards that buy sell liquidity, but we keep rejecting. I wouldn't still be worried about this. I would still be really confident in us reaching the high, even if we take a loss. It's a really small loss, and I think overall it's an idea that's worth playing because we have 1 hour, 50-minute solid drawn liquidity, so it should really work, even if it's short lived. Keep rejecting. This is not great, but we might come back for this break even orders right here. I mean, that's what I see here, us coming back into this, or we're just holding this or the block. This is a trade that I would not do as a beginner. This requires a lot of experience on how to manage this trade, so it's not easy to manage it. But now we have even more buy sell liquidity. I wouldn't really consider this a dangerous area. We might just reverse of it. It's never impossible, but as even for souls, that's how I see a high probability setup, is that even for souls we have an area that we should draw towards, and even if we were to solve for the rest of the day, we should come into this buy side and this unmitigated POI. If you reverse, it is what it is. I still choose to trust this. Okay, and that's pretty strong, right? We got kind of edged on the DP, but I would still choose to trust this pretty much no matter what. We have this inversion here we might be holding off of. We're gonna see. Okay, on gold we got that retest. I think euro by the looks of it is gonna short, but I don't know if it's gonna drag AUD/USD with it though. Doesn't really look like it's gonna care a lot about this. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna care, but it's weird. This is a trade that I would consider a normal loss even if it fails. We just didn't come into buy side, which is weird considering how strong our buy side was. But yeah, sometimes even the best trades fail, so it's okay. I'm okay with this. I don't think this is a force trade. I think it's a good trade. Even if it fails, yeah, it's a normal loss, and we did small risk anyway, so it's not a big problem, I would say. Yeah, we just don't care at all. Sometimes the market does things that don't make sense. Like in this case, would you really consider price reversing without taking buy sell liquidity and tapping a 50-minute POI? Not really. Again, we see this happen in AUD/USD yesterday, I think, as well. We come in this big ass 50-minute VG, and from then react, which is a thing that might happen here as well, and we might just continue off here and then keep going into the high. Overall, I still think, again, I'm still gonna hold my idea here, no matter what. But AU looks bearish, GU looks bearish. They all kind of look bearish, but for me, I would still be inclined to think that we're gonna buy here. Which is, again, I'm fine with this. If whatever really happens, that this is not a force trade. This is a good trade. We got edged, but sometimes that happens, right? And it's small risk. It's definitely small risk. It's like I usually risk like $5, $6, $7 on a trade. This is a $2. Let's see if we actually react. It would not be impossible to react off here and continue higher and sweep that buy side and then continue selling off, as I initially said. That's why I say most of the time for this Frankfurt entries, these entries pre-London are risky to take, because most often than not they tend to have these deep pullbacks. But yeah, this rejection is pretty much over, but if it chooses to be over, it is what it is, right? If that's what price wants to do, that's what price wants to do, right? We cannot really control this for happening. It's a trade that price sometimes does things that don't make sense. That's all good though. This is just part of trading. As long as we keep our risks small and we consistently position in trades that are good, we should be chilling. I still consider this a good trade, so if it wants to fail, let it fail. It was a short-lived idea. I don't know why we didn't have buy side, but as I said, the market sometimes does things that don't make sense. We back, yeah, bro. Sadly on a loss, looks like, but it is what it is, right? It's just part of trading. You're inevitably gonna lose, even though my win rate was like 90, 80, 90% the past 3 weeks, I think. Sometimes this is gonna happen. We just can't control it. Because we look here, we had this wick here. We should have at most continued off this. There's also a chance we might get swept and then continue, which I don't know if I want to cover that with my stop loss necessarily, but I would give it a bit more room just in case. We're getting a pretty good. I like this wicks again. In this case, I wouldn't really anticipate the low getting taken, because the low had such a dip fill on the 50-minute FVG, right? So yeah, I'm still holding my idea here, no matter what pretty much price does. I like this wicks at the bottom. This is good. It kind of shows me that bullish intent is pressing a bit on this 50-minute FVG. But it matters if we break back above this 1 minute where we took our entry. If we hold it as an inversion, it's pretty bad, but if we close back above, that's actually good, and it pretty much signals that we're gonna reach back into buy. So this is a good reaction. I did trust this 50-minute FVG. This sometimes happens. We come back and mitigate the 50-minute FVG instead of leaving off the 1 minute. But yeah, let's see. I'm really curious about the trade. How it's looking right now, I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but how it's looking right now is looking like we're gonna push back into that buy sell liquidity, as I said initially. Or we can hold also this. These are very strong order blocks that I see in price. Are these pin bar candles are areas where buyers got rejected, but we're gonna see. It's crazy. We got filled really badly here. We got filled like here. But it's all good though. This is a good sign because we came back above the 1 minute entry, and now I just want to see it retest and just hold higher. We're rejecting a bit of that order block, which is not entirely great, but I wouldn't say it invalidates the trade. I want to see now on the retest here, how do we actually behave, right? We should technically hold. I still believe, like as I said before, this is when a trade is good, when you're so confident in a draw that price would draw towards that area no matter what, if the next move will be short or the next move will be so for me, if we were to be short in the market here and continue shorting off for the rest of the day, we should come in this area. That's how I see this case. If we should come into this buy sell liquidity 50-minute POI, and yeah, and even for buys we are in a 50-minute, so it's just like positioning yourself in such a high quality move, I would say. Even if it doesn't look high quality right now, just trust me on this one, okay? Let's see on this back on this inversion if we manage to hold it higher. We rejected break evens a bit strong, but I wouldn't still not be worried about this. Okay, golden that I believe in, very choppy break. We did get that retest, but very choppy break, so I wouldn't trade this anyways. Euro again is in the very middle spot. That's why I didn't choose to trade euro though. I would still weirdly be confident in buys here. Let's see of this how I don't know how to make this clear in a sense to not be so green. Like this maybe. This for me looks like it's just gonna hold a 1-to-1 R. It's all good though. And I would be down on, if we reach this, I would be down on letting price dictate on how we actually behave around this area. As I said, if we just come very strongly above, that's a good sign. We can leave the trade run even with a smaller risk. We don't care about the money we make, we care about taking consistent decisions here. Oh, we also have this the small 1 minute AVG here actually that I didn't see. So we should be holding that higher though. Technically, of course. For now it's pretty much stolen, but we should hold this higher if we want to be bullish. Our idea would have pretty much should have been over technically in like a couple minutes in London Open here in the Judah swing into buy some liquidity, but we just didn't want to do that. This pretty much looks lost at this point, but also good, trusted mostly. But the fact that we inverse this is not good. But as long as we hold this 50-minute POI, we should not be worried if we break. Of course, it is what it is. So this inversion pretty much shows that the trade is over, right? Not hit yet because I widened my stop loss a bit below the 50-minute VG in case we want to do something similar to what we did the previous day. But yeah, we might have just came for sweeping this. We rejected really strong here, but I'm still trusting the trade. It's sad that sometimes things like this happens, right? When we have such clear liquidity, but we just refuse to be drawn on it. This is where I got stopped out. Okay, it's all good though. $3 loss. I'm taking it. $3 loss. It's normal for me. This is a normal loss. Yeah, it's just an idea that I was willing to play. It's just sad that we didn't top. This was my idea, but we didn't wanna. We got massively edged. But yeah, we might be. I will probably journal this like instantly. Yeah. If we get some sort of like I don't know, other entry here, I would be down on retaking this trade again for that high, something like this. But I would still say this trade is fine. It's fine on such a good draw liquidity, but yeah. Sometimes the market doesn't want to do what you want to see from the market. I think context might have, it doesn't even make sense, right? Even for context, we have this very clear unmitigated PY and we had buy sell liquidity, right? We should be drawing technically into this and sweeping it, and after that reversing. That's why I had my TP here, but I think yes, we rejected off this or this. Entry was really good. We would have been out of in a couple candles, but yeah, it's just part of the process. This is trading. Sometimes you're gonna lose, right? Even if the trade looks hella fucking good, looks like a no-brainer, sometimes the market does things that don't make sense. I would still would choose the most bullish pair. I would still be down, yeah, on buying here towards these equal highs. Like, yeah, this is a no-brainer for me. The only thing why we might print bearish is because of coming back to sweep this. But even on the retest, we retested the high. We had a 1 hour gap, 1 hour gap with a 50-minute gap. Like, it was so many bullish confluences, right? Yeah, this is definitely a normal loss, and we managed to keep it small as well. So we're pretty much chilling, right? We might come back to this hourly though, or we might just sweep us here and then continue higher. I tried and widen my stop loss, but I couldn't do it more than this. Why didn't it be below the 50-minute VG? We might do something like this, which if we do down to we get involved in again, because I'm really confident that we're gonna reach into the buy side. But yeah, had really strong draw here. I'm just gonna journal really quick. Really strong draw. 50 minutes, so 1 hour gap plus 50-minute inversion to take towards unmitigated POI and then taking liquidity. Boom. And entry was good. I took it like a bit filled, but entry was good. It was pre-market open, but it was a case where I would be down to take it just out of like, I don't know, intuition. Good. Pretty much everything. I wouldn't say I did anything wrong in this trade. It's just a normal loss. Intraday profile was like a failed trade in Asia. This one, yeah. Failed trend in Asia. Date, what date? Day, it's Thursday today, I think. Duration, it didn't take long. It took like 15 minutes, 60 minutes. Entry was, we had braid, we had inversion, we had such a good entry here. Inversion in market structure shift. Entry time, we took a trade off London Open. Actually here, 10:02. RR, we were looking at some like 1R. Potential R, it was 0.9. Buy, result, lose, risk. I don't have intuitively. I like this again. I like this trade. We had 1 hour plus 50-minute confluence. Oh shit. Okay, we're breaking, so we can actually retake this. We might have just gotten swept, but I do want to see us close pretty strongly here, and we have a bit of better R. We have 1.6. So okay, let's see if I want to retake this, right? Sometimes you just get swept. It happens a lot of time. I don't think this is a revenge trade. This is just us sometimes getting swept here. How much do we want to do? We want to do like $2 at most. I'm not willing to lose more than $5 for the day. I mean for London for this trade idea, but I want to see that close above. If we don't, I'm not gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna execute gap to gap idea continuation mistake. It's actually no mistake in this trade. News none, performance actually 10 performance, right? That's when you do a good job, and that's when you know a loss is normal, when you have good performance. Yeah, okay, this is good, but there's gonna be a case where I'm gonna place a buy limit right here. Okay, we're gonna market this because we don't, but I do want to see that getting tapped here. I don't know if we're gonna get the opportunity, so we need 6 slots. Okay, boom, advanced option, 6 slots. Stop loss is gonna be below here, but it's probably gonna invalid distance me again. Yeah, this is good. I'm retaking this. See, trading surfers, what the fuck is this, bro? Why isn't you never fucking letting me fucking limit order, bro? Like this platform is dog shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's never letting me limit order, bro. Never in this life. It's all sort of bullshit errors, bro. Always. Look at this, bro. Trading, bro. What the fuck is you doing, bro? These guys are so fucking, like, they're so perverted. They want you to market so they can eat off spreads, bro. Like, come on, man. You're fucking gross. I'm waiting on the retest though. I'm not gonna chase this trade. If we get a retest, sure, I'm gonna take it, but I'm not just gonna shut off the bear market. I do want to see this retest here. We can do like I would say this is a fine. Okay, placing it right here. Did I place it? I did place it. Boom, stop loss here. We should be fine though. If again I'm wrong, but I still think the idea plays out. Maybe I'm marrying the bias, but I would still say I'm confident, and we have a very big chance on just getting swept here. So yeah, this is my last trade for London. Let's see if we fail or win. I'm curious, but we gotta close. We got rated. We gotta close above the both of the versions, and yeah, this is just everything we need to be taking this trade though. We got filled decently, but these brokers, bro, they're fucking rats. They want to eat off spread. They don't let you fucking limit order. What is this? Fucking rats, bro. Ratsies. Let me move my broker. Okay, my broker is on the next screen. And if this is my whole idea, I don't need more than this. Sometimes also I had this a lot of times when I was beginner. I used to be so scared of re-entering, or I would punish myself in a sense where I knew, for example, we get swept here and I knew now price is gonna leave, and I would be like, nah, I don't deserve to take this win because I lost on the first one. But like, come on, bro, are you serious? What is it doing, bro? The market is always forgiving. Many times you can just get mistimed. Many times like this for me, I think the reason why we failed, it was because of the Frankfurt entry. So maybe now I just reinforce even stronger that it's not worth taking Frankfurt entries. But It's all good though, as long as we get a re-entry, we got baited, we got an inversion, we got everything we needed to show us that the idea is still gonna stand even though we got swept the first time. We cannot be scared of re-entering. Why would we be scared, right? We just manipulated. Why would we be scared of, I don't know, thinking about money? What if I lose this? What if I do that? What if, bruh? Come on, bruh. You serious, bruh? Don't be scared, bruh. This is a better R, though. Better R. We got filled kind of like this. Yeah, it's better R. On that high, but again, this is a trade I would be down to let it run if we behave accordingly to after we reach our TP technically. This has our potential, but we need to wait for that confluence, which makes it risky, right, in a sense. But if we reach here again, what I'm looking for is for us to inverse, and then if we inverse, I'm even gonna scale in and let this main position run. This looks, let's see this gap hold here. It's pretty simple. We shouldn't have much problems. Okay, we inverse again apparently, but yeah, we might. It's not impossible to get rejected again and this trade to fail again, but it's just an idea I'm down to play. I wanna say, yeah, this is not a bad trade. We have 1 hour AVG with 50-minute AVG, and now we just got swept and re-entering. Yes, no problem. We can get swept, of course. That's another opportunity to just lose for this day as well, but it's just part of trading, right? Sometimes your idea is not gonna work, no matter how confident you are in it. But I'm willing to take my chances on this trade. For me, yeah, this buy sell liquidity makes me confident, but we don't look like we care too much. We just came for this other block. Now I want to see this get close and maybe closed above if possible. I mean, come on, it's like 4 pips. You got that in you, bruh. 4 pips, not much. Should be easy though. Like, come on, it's 4 pips. It's clear buy sell liquidity, clear POI that we should be drawn towards, no matter if we're bearish or bullish for the day. Like, I think about it, bro. If we would be scared to take another entry on a small account like this, bruh, what would happen like when you have like 100k in personal account? That's what I'm always thinking. If I'm scared right now, what is gonna happen when I'm gonna have a big ass personal account or a funded account? Bro, TGR is taken. Bro, like that guy is just crazy. At some point, he has a strong bias, and then he takes 5 entries towards that bias. He just doesn't stop trading until he gets the timing right, and that's just weird, bro. That guy is crazy. So sometimes he does big gambles, bro. I don't know how that guy is trading. Let's see us reclaim distance. We should be holding higher, but we'll see. It's a no-brainer. Come on, it's like 4 pips. It's 2 candles into the high, and then you can do whatever you want. You can sell off if you want to, but I don't know why it's struggling so hard. It's probably struggling because the other pairs I think are trying to be bearish here. Just don't care, it looks like. Bruh. Why would you not care, though? Yeah, sometimes the market is just trolling you. But yeah, I'm gonna still let it run. I don't really care what's gonna happen with this trade. I don't care what's gonna happen with any trade. If it's gonna lose, it's gonna lose. For me, what matters at the end of the day is being consistent. That's truly the only thing that matters for me. And I think this is being consistent. You take a loss, you get swept. The idea still stands. We still have very strong buy sell liquidity. Still very strong and mitigated POIs. Why would you not take it? But it just looks like he doesn't fucking care. He keeps getting rejected. But yeah, this is gonna be the last trade. If this gets stopped out, this will be the last trade for London. And yeah, but I don't know what's wrong. Why is he rejecting so many times, Gengi? Nah, this is just those days. It's one of those days when the market makes zero fucking sense, right? Until now, pretty much every trade I've taken worked, and especially a trade that I would be so highly confident in, like this one. But what can you do? There's gonna be days like this inevitably. You just gotta accept it. Oh my, bruh, what is this? Bro, and I don't know. Yeah, another $2 loss. We took like a $5 loss for the day. Yeah, I guess it happened. I don't know, bro. I don't know why this trade is failing. This is me done for the day. I have no idea why this trade keeps getting rejected. Like right here on this candle, technically, price should have continued, but we got rejected again, and then yeah, inverse again. Yeah, sometimes the market doesn't want to print in your direction, and you have to be fine, right? You have to be fine with this. I think I was thinking about this, and I think the reason why the trade is failing is because of context, because we're in slightly high resistance, and people are, I think, are protecting their positions here. But yeah, I would probably bet my house on this trade working as I usually do, and as I do on every single trade I take. I'm not taking stupid trades, but sometimes, as I said, the market does random shit that doesn't make sense. And that's the thing you have to accept. The sooner you're gonna accept it, the better you're gonna be. Because I used to get so fucking mad at a trade not working. When market does things that don't make sense or taking an L, I would feel depressed for the whole day and I would do nothing. But that doesn't help you, right? That doesn't help you at all. And now even if the trade works, let it work. I don't give a shit, right? This is just part of the process. And even if it works now, I'm not gonna scale it. I already took 2 positions. I took one here and one here. But this is just the market, bro, and you have to be fine with it, because this doesn't change the fact that I have a 60 to not even 90% win rate. This doesn't change anything. This is just the market sometimes doing shit that don't make sense, and the sooner you accept it, the better you're gonna be. This doesn't change the fact. This doesn't gonna change how I feel about myself. This doesn't make me doubt myself. This is not gonna make me depressed. This is not gonna make me feel any type of way. I feel the same when I take a win and when I take a loss. This is very important. Don't let losses make you doubt yourself and spiral into doubting your strategy and doubting yourself. And also don't let wins make you overconfident and thinking that every trade you take is gonna win. That's two sides of the same coin. You need to be really careful at this. And this is just a normal thing, but it's funny, right? It's funny that it just didn't want to play, right? This is just the market. Sometimes not giving a shit. I'm still gonna post it. I'm still gonna make a reel out of it. This is just this is just the market, right? This is just the market. This is the fact that I lost $5 today is not gonna change the fact that I'm gonna win on the long term, right? It's not gonna change. Even if I would have taken this on the, I don't know, 200k account, it's the same thing. I would feel the same way. 12 today. Really confident in the trade. Sometimes market does things that don't make sense. It's just, yeah, it's the reality of trading. Trading is not always, you're not always gonna win. This is the reality. You're not always gonna win. No matter how high your win rate is, you're not always gonna win. Like for me, no brainer. Reaching the buy side, 50-minute unmitigated PI, like this is just a no brainer. But yet they will still reject. Why? Can't tell you the answer. Maybe of context, and because Euro printed bearish as how I expected. The other pairs I did see them bearish. Maybe because of context we rejected so hard, because we are in a, but I wouldn't really consider this high resistance though. It's just an area of it's weird. I wouldn't really consider, I would consider this high resistance. This I wouldn't really consider high resistance though. I would just consider normal price action. But yeah, this is the market. This is the reality, and it's not gonna change anything. Any might still work, but so such good 2 entries. This very good entry edged us. Boom. Here again, we react of the POI. We react of this, but then we get rejected again. Like price just doesn't want to print, and there's gonna be days like this. There's gonna be days, and maybe now price is gonna work in my favor, but I'm not gonna take it. I'm gonna take my L for the day, and I know maybe next session I'm gonna make a lot more back. I'm gonna make this back, or maybe tomorrow, maybe even I'm not gonna have a trade for the rest of the week. That doesn't change anything. And as for me, the true W is me being consistent, meaning that did I take the proper decision here? Did I take consistently the best choice, and was this a trade that I should take? Maybe, yeah, maybe we should wait for New York, but I still thought the trade was good. I would wait for New York. Definitely not gonna be trading here. For me, what is a true W is, did I take a good trade, respecting my system in a sense, and did I consistently take the best decision? Did I risk accordingly? Did I take a trade I was confident in, and did I skip 4 trades? For me, in this day, I did the right choice. So for me, even though the P&L shows negative, for me it's still a true win. This is how I rewired my brain, and how you need to rewire your brain if you ever want to turn profitable, right? This is how you need to think. This, even though you see the trade fail, for me is still a win, because what did I do? I stick to my process, and I did exactly what I do every single day. This is a trade I would take every single day, and this is a trade I took every single day for the past 3 weeks when I hit an 80% win rate. But you have to understand, even the best setups sometimes don't work. That's just the reality, right? And we're gonna take London off. We're not gonna be looking at any trades. As I said, Euro just looks weird. I don't like these pairs. This is why I say, this is probably why AUD USD failed, because the other pairs were bearish, as I initially kind of expected. We see GEO was bearish, Euro was bearish, and AUD was bearish as well. Even though it's the strongest pair and we choose the correct pair for our bias, these pairs and the overall bias on these pairs on USD or on DXY overall dragged AUD USD with it, right? That's sometimes what it happens. sometimes what it happens when we're trading correlated pair and when we're trading USD pairs, we see um, DXY was bullish, so he dragged AUD/USD with it, being bearish, even though the trade was very, very good, right? For me, the trade was very, very good, so that means it's a W for the day. I don't really care. And now it might work, but I don't give a shit. I already took 2 trades. If it works, let it work. And now it's a dog shit entry because we still have the sell side here. And come on, if it works now, like, bro, today the market just did things that don't make any fucking sense, but it's part of the process, right? It's part of the process. We're gonna come back from New York. We're still gonna do our job. We're still gonna trade trades that we like, and if we see something good, we're gonna take it. If we don't see something good, we're not gonna take it. Gold here looks like it's gonna hold. I'm not sure if I want to be taking this gold trade, but it looks like a very short-lived idea here. Something like this. I don't really trust this massive amount of sell side here, but I would be down to be targeting this highs. But I don't trust the sell side though. I don't trust this, and I wouldn't really be trading again in London. But yeah, it's just the bearish bias dragged it with it. I still think we're gonna reach that there. I just don't know when. Maybe we could have used 3 minutes of filter here, but I don't really, yeah, I don't really think so. For me, it's still a good trade. So that's what matters. Was this a good trade? Was this a forced trade? If it was a good trade, W day. If it was a forced trade, L day. That's truly everything that matters. So yeah, this is gonna be it for this stream, and I'm gonna see you in New York. We're definitely not gonna be trading for the rest of London. We already took 2 losses, which kind of sum up to a normal loss, which is a $5 loss, which is all good, right? We're not gonna always win. It's part of trading. It's part of trading, and the sooner you understand this, the better it's gonna be, and the sooner you're gonna turn profitable. As the faster you're gonna accept losses as part of the process, and the faster you're gonna rewire your brain to see you sticking to your rules as a win, no matter what the PNL says, the faster you're gonna turn profitable. This is something very, very important that you should keep in your mind at all times. Being consistent and rewiring your brain to see the process as a win, not the result. The PNL doesn't really matter. If you keep being consistent, keep taking the good trades, keep taking trades that you should be taking, keep taking trades that you respect your rules, on the long term you're gonna be profitable no matter if this day lost. That's what I just wanted to put out there. I'm gonna see you for New York. This was it for today. Of course, some days we're gonna take L's.